Program is about to play the 30th NBA Finals game of his Hall of Fame career. Steph Curry coming off the 8th 30-point game of this postseason, but it was not enough in Game 1. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Tatum, I don't know, is that better? Is that worse than what we saw before Game 1?
I actually like that one.
I like that too.
Like an executive today.
It's
Getting off that,
it's a little less
private
out
jet.
there, that's for sure.
No, I like that one.
Welcome into Chase Center. It's game time at the finals presented by YouTube TV. Great to have you with us. That's Shaquille O'Neal, who 20 years ago today was playing Game 1 of the 2002 NBA Finals. About to wrap up a three-peat with the LA Lakers. Good to have you with us.
Before we talk about that, Smitty always talked about the
Game 1 Celtics win. Steph Curry got off to an incredible start in that one. The highest scoring finals quarter since Michael Jordan in '93 with his 21-point burst, including 6 threes, but managed just 13 points the rest of the way. The Celtics first-team All-NBA star Jason Tatum had the worst shooting night of his postseason career, just 3 of 17, but showed off his growth with a career-high 13 assists. But of course, the game turned in the fourth, with the Celtics knocking down 9 threes. Al Horford had a career-high 6 in his finals debut as the C's snatched Game 1. Turned out it was the most lopsided quarter in finals history, with Boston outscoring the Dubs by 24 to become the first team in finals history to trail by 10+ through 3 and wind up winning by double digits, setting up a virtual must-win for the home team here tonight.
After the game, Draymond and to a degree Steph talk about the game as an anomaly. I wonder, are you at all concerned that it might not be the right mental attitude?
No. I mean, Draymond and Steph have been in the finals 6 times now. They've seen it all. They've seen everything. They've won championships. They've had their heart broken. This is all part of it, and so that's the right mental approach. And that's one that's born out of experience.
I think we just have to play with more force on the defensive end. I think, there were times in the game where they didn't feel us. And when you're playing against a great team at this level, at this point in the season, they have to feel you every possession. And then once you allow them to get a rhythm, due to them not feeling our pressure, then it's tough to stop.
They're the hunted. We're the hunters right now. We're trying to get to their level and get to where they're at. So for me, I'm just out. I'm stealthed. I'm waiting for my time to strike and my opportunity.
I've had some bad shooting nights in the NBA, right? So it's like I've been here before. I know what to do next game. I think a lot of it is mental. You don't, let it creep into your mind. I can't do nothing about what happened last game. I missed those shots, and it is what it is. It's all about how to prepare and get ready for the next one.
We all know Ime as the player, but I think we kind of start to remember him more as the coach. He's a sponge. Every place he went, if it was a player or a coach, he soaked it all in, put it into his game, and then brought it over here to us. But I definitely think that the way that he plays and the way that he coaches is the exact same.
I'm happy that we have him as a coach. He's a much better coach than he was a basketball player. And I think he knows that as well.
I think that's a compliment. We want to know what you think about Game 2, despite the fact that you, like most everyone else, were largely wrong about Game 1. Who could have seen that coming? Grant, road teams that take Game 1, NBA history, are just 8-9, believe it or not, in terms of the series result. But teams that go up 2-0, 31-5 in finals history. This is a must-win, more or less, for the Golden State Warriors. So what must happen to get that must-win?
Well, there's some good things that happen. I agree with Draymond Green. There's no reason to be overly alarmed here if you're Golden State. I think what was alarming was they were in control and then sort of how they lost, not that they lost Game 1. But I think they kind of took their foot off the pedal. They stopped being aggressive. And Boston was able to get a lot of paint touches, collapse the defense of Golden State. And then they had a lot of open three-pointers, and they knocked them down to their credit. So how they defend against Boston is critical. As you can see here, Derek White gets into the paint.
Excuse me.
And you lose sight on the weak side. And then Jaylen Brown, not a bad contest right there, but that shot right there kind of led to, at least got the three-point shooting going. And once again, a point touch, 5 Golden State players in the paint, 4 perimeter guys, leading to a nice wide open three-pointer, and this was pretty much the reoccurring theme in game one in the fourth quarter. Dribble penetration, collapse, once again, find the open shooter, one of Jason Tatum's 13 assists. So how you guard dribble penetration, do you help off the three-point line? Who do you put on Tatum and Brown? I'd like to see maybe Draymond Green and Andrew Wiggins guard those two guys, your two best defenders on Boston's two best offensive players. And you know what? If those guys penetrate, if they make twos, you can live with that. But you can't have a barrage of three-point shooting, open looks for Boston if you're Golden State defensively.
Now, most teams haven't burned the Warriors with the kind of numbers that the Celtics put up in game one in terms of accuracy, but uncontested looks from three is something that Golden State has given up throughout the postseason, 130 to be exact through the playoffs. That is by far the biggest number. How correctable is that?
Well, I think even go to another number, Matt. They shot 85 field goal attempts. 64 of them was uncontested. You can't have that in the NBA Finals. I mean, we always going to look at a guy that you want to take the shot, but it can't be wide open. I mean, if you watch right here, yeah, that's pretty good defense right there. That knocked down shots, but most of these shots, somebody has to be within 6 feet of a guy shooting the basketball. Al Horford, no, he's not a three-point shooter, but this is like practice. Layup. They said all of Al's 12 field goal attempts was uncontested. So for me, Shaq and Grant, if you're going to give up uncontested shots and guys start hitting them, I'm old school. He's in the NBA. You're in the finals. Somebody's going to get hot, and you can't allow 64 out of 85 shots uncontested.
And by the way, Al's shooting 46% from three in the postseason. It's not like the scouting report says leave him open at this point.
Yeah, it's all about the Warriors' defense. I mean, their offense didn't generate a lot of points, 108, but their defense has to come up and step up. The Celtics didn't feel the Warriors' defense at all. They didn't play with any force the Golden State Warriors on the defensive end.
And I would like to see a percentage of, throughout the league, percentage of three-point percentage of contested versus uncontested, see how they are. Again, if the Celtics can shoot over 50%, and if you have guys not contested, I'm sure they can shoot over 50%, they will win. And you can't let a guy go off, especially in the fourth quarter. You can't let a guy go off. Can't let an other go off. They did a great job on, Tatum. Brown, helped them close, but you can never let an other go off. So, these coaches, they have this philosophy, no points in the paint. So when people drive and penetrate, like I used to tell my guards, bro, he's not even looking to score. Right. He's looking to draw us and kick it out. We have something, Matt, that we used to call old school, say man up, guard Steve. I'd rather Steve get 25 than a guy who can't play getting another 25. So if you're going to help late. But again, coaches and their philosophy, no points in the paint, and they're going to kick it out. And Jason Tatum did a great job because we always talk about the true definition of a great player, one that makes everybody else around him better. He wasn't playing great. He gave it up, and the others made him look good. Like they're having conversations about how bad I won the game. I won the game. I'm sleeping good in San Francisco. I won the game, but guess what? I won't have 2 bad games in a row. So they're going to need to, Golden State Warriors going to have to make the Celtics feeling like Draymond said.
That's essentially what Jason Tatum said as well. I'm probably not going to shoot it that poorly the rest of the way, but if I do and we win, I'm okay with that. By the way, it's a pretty good, pretty well-decorated cast of others there. Defensive Player of the Year, an All-Star, and a guy who played for USA Basketball as well. So maybe not your normal others. One change that we know of in the rotation tonight, Andre Iguodala is out for the Golden State Warriors with a sore neck. Who gets those minutes, we'll find out tonight. Are there any other obvious changes in terms of personnel that stand out for you?
We could talk about them losing the game. They came out. Steph Curry went on fire, but they didn't put him away. I was a little concerned by that. Jason Tatum's not playing well, but Boston is still there. Golden State came out with that great third quarter. Steve makes a great point. They took their foot off the gas. Then you let one guy, 1.5 guy, one guy just kind of 18 points, 6 threes out of nowhere. And then, you had Jaylen Brown, start to go off there. And you're going to have to put this young Celtic team away because Marcus Smart said it. I'm just sitting back and I'm waiting for my turn. They really believe that they can win. And, Golden State, they're going to have to play a little bit more physical today. We talk about Golden State and, them getting offensive rebounds. They had 12 offensive rebounds, but only 1 in the fourth quarter. So if they want to create second shots, they're definitely going to have to get offensive rebounds. And our partner, Mr. Green,